Dressmakers and friends, welcome back again on the channel. Happy New Year! In this video, come with me as I share with you 10 things that you need to consider if you are planning on starting a fashion business from home this 2026. This video is going to be very useful because as I share these 10 things you need to consider before starting your fashion business from home, I'm also going to be showing you how to pad your bustier for a very seamless look. So now is a good time to give this video a thumbs up because you would really gain so much, and also subscribe if you have not done so before now. Yes, hit that subscribe button and give it a thumbs up. Do it now. Back to the video. These 10 things you just need to consider it if you know that this 2026 you want to start your fashion business from home and you want it to start right. It's a thing to start something, it's another thing to start it correctly. Now, these are the things that you need to consider. Ask yourself, can I do this? Can I give it? And take it from me. I started my fashion business from home for 5 years, and I can assure you that if you follow through with these things, if you can take a moment to ponder on it and do the checklist, if you can give it all it takes, following what I'll be telling you in this video, you are going to have a successful start and you are going to be able to move your fashion business even from home onto the next level. So the first thing that you need to consider is that your house becomes your studio. Your fashion business in your home, it simply means that your fashion business now becomes a part of your home, whether you like it or not. So your studio, your workshop takes a part of your home. Now, this will sound a lot, but it is not, because you really don't need so much to start your fashion business from home. You only need a space and you need your tools. If you have gotten those tools and you know that you have a space where you can actually be doing your sewing, then you are good to go. You really don't need it to be a very big space. That is the first thing. The number two thing is that you need a space that is not so big but is functional. I said earlier you don't need a big space, but you need it to be functional. You need a space where you can put your machine, put your ironing table. You just need to know, where do I need to cut from? Where am I going to place this machine to sew from? Where am I going to be ironing from? How am I going to be able to draft my patterns? So if you have a space that is whether big enough or small enough to contain these things, your machine, your pressing iron, your drafting table, your cutting table, or whether you want to cut on the floor, depending on if you are able or if you can do that. You just need to answer these questions of, where am I going to put these things? Where am I going to cut from? Where will I put my sewing machine? And this might just be a section of your room, or maybe a spare room, or maybe a section of your living room. You just need to create a space for all of these things because they are very important. You will need to iron, you will need to also display the clothes that you are going to. So maybe it's just a part of the wall of the room and all of these things, okay? Now, the number three thing that you need to consider is that you need tools and equipment like your pressing iron, you need your sewing machine, you need your overlocker, you need your drafting tools, all right? These tools are very important. So before you want to say, okay, you want to start a fashion business, you want to know, how do you want to bring about the product to life? Is it dresses you want to be making? Do you want to be drafting the patterns? How are you going to get the tools that you will need to get these jobs done? And if you now have the tools, you have your machines, you have your space, that takes us to the next point, which is, what do you want to specialize on? Okay, what do you want to specialize? Working from home can be a lot. A number of people may want to patronize you with different kind of things, so you need to start with clarity. Which one do I want to start with first? Am I starting with going into things that are related to dresses? Am I doing things that are related to accessories? Even under dresses, there are a lot of things that you can also do. Am I going to be doing ready to wear? Am I going to be doing bespoke? Do I want to go into bridals? These are the things that you want to answer and start it right, because if you do a whole lot of things, you may eventually get really exhausted quickly, and that might discourage you from continuing the business from home. Next thing that you need to consider you need to put some structures, you need to put in some boundaries. When I say structure, don't feel like this is a big thing to do. No, it is not. The reason is that if you're working from home, people will think that okay, you are at home. Now, it depends on where you are right now. Where are you? Are you single? Are you married? Are you a mom? These are the things that you need to consider. A number of time when you say you are working from home, people just tend to think that you are still at home doing your normal home duties. They forget that now you do a business even though you do it in the house. So sometimes some people will need you to quickly run errands, some people will need you to quickly make maybe even cook for them, some people will need you to do one or two things maybe. So you just need to try to differentiate and put this is okay, I am working from home. Tell your family or whoever it is that is staying with you if you are not staying alone. But if you are staying alone, you may be able to quickly navigate through this. But if you have a family that you are working with, they need to understand that okay, between the hours of 9 to 4 p.m. you are working, and then you cannot be disturbed, and then they can always have access to you after your 4 p.m. time or something like that. Okay, so you just need to put a little bit of boundaries and structure in place. You would be surprised at how your friend just wants to come and have some time with you, gist with you. Meanwhile, in your mind, you have already set out a skirt or a dress or a project that you just need to finish within that hours. And if you're not careful, you will just lose track of time, gisting, talking with friends. These are little things that sometimes they look harmless. Take it from me, I told you earlier, I worked from home for 5 years, so I know how these things works. These boundaries are really important. Sometimes you need to even put your phone on silent, sometimes you need to put your phone on do not disturb, just so that you're able to get the best of your time, because working from home can come with a lot of distractions, and these structures and boundaries are just the things that just helps you to just keep on track. Before I share with you points 6 to 10, I would like you to take a moment to give this video a thumbs up. Please do it now. And I would also like to know, do you work from home right now? If there are other challenges that you face that was not mentioned in this video, please drop it. It may help somebody. And if you would like to start a fashion business from home, I would like to make this into a series where in the next video I share with you the tools that you need and every other thing that you need in series like this. That way you can be able to watch all of the videos at once, put it together, and then be able to start up your own fashion business from home. All right, give this a thumbs up and let me know if you have any questions as well. Drop it in the comments. Now I'm going to try as much as I can to quickly run through the remaining points. Number 8 and number 9 is very important, and I don't want you to miss that for anything. Now the 6th point is that working from home needs a lot of discipline. You need to self-motivate, you need to be disciplined. There are a whole lot of distractions when you are working from home, from the comfort of your bed to Netflix and to many other beautiful things that you just have around your home that may just want to entice you. So it's important that you are disciplined. It's important that you work when it's time for you to work so that you are not wasting away time. It's important that you set out goals that you can achieve. Know that today I'm sewing this blouse and it must be done. It is important that you set goals that helps you to grow, because you actually need to grow. You know why you started the business from home, and you do not want to keep the business being a home business forever. So it's important that you put all of those goals in place, know how you are going to achieve them, and ensure that you do not permit anything to distract you. You are not sleeping when you're supposed to be sewing or when you're supposed to be drafting patterns and all of that. So ensure that you discipline yourself if you have chosen this path to work from home, and ensure that you keep motivating yourself on days that you do not really feel like it. You have to keep showing up, keep giving it your best instead of just sleeping. Now you are really very close to your temptations, so now it takes a whole lot, and that is why you need to self-motivate and be well disciplined for you to be able to run this business from home successfully. The 7th point is that you need to understand how to communicate well with your clients. Once you have started having clients and customers making orders from you, how do you want to get their orders to them? How do you want to get it delivered, how do you want to take measurement, if you are into bespoke, if it's going to be ready to wear, how do you intend to send their orders to them, how are you going to be taking fabrics. These are all of the things that you need to really communicate with your clients. And you know that if you have a walk-in store, how you will deal with clients will be different, because it's a working store, it's a work environment. Now it's a home environment. You need to really sit down and plan how you are going to be getting all of this done. How is fittings going to be done? How will you be able to get the dresses across to them? Can they come home at any time? All right, you need to set this time. Okay, it is from between the hour of 12 to 2. They can come into your home, do your fittings. So all of these things are, you just need to put them in place. If not, these are the things that will stress you. A customer will want to come to your house at any time because they know that that is your home. You will always be there. Okay, so you need to be strict with these things. Make sure that they know that between this time and this time is the only time that I can attend to you. And that still takes us back to the boundaries and structure. All right, now to the 8th point, which is one of the very important, is marketing. How do you intend to get people to buy and then keep buying? How do you want to market your product? This is important. It's important that you learn about marketing. It's important that you learn about how do you want to put your product in the faces of people. Is it going to be online marketing? Is it going to be word of mouth? Is it going to be one-to-one? How do you intend to market your product? It is very important that you learn and understand it before you start that business from home, because you don't want to do a business where you don't have any customer. Okay, now the 9th point is all about pricing. Even though you are running your business from home, your home should not determine what the price of your fashion business or fashion product should be. Take a moment to learn about pricing, understand it, to know how you want to price your product so that you can make good profits. Remember that even though you are still working from home for now, your business cannot continue to stay at home, and your business must keep being profitable. Don't go about doing charity. I have a video on how to price your product here. I'm going to link it up here on the screen for you. That video is going to be really helpful to you. It's important that you know how to price your product so that you can make good profits, whether you are running the fashion business from home or not. It's important that you make profit. Remember, the more you begin to make profit, the easier it is for you to leave your home to go and get a bigger space or to achieve other bigger dreams that you have. So it is important that you make your profit, you make good profit from your fashion business, even as you start it from home right now. Now, the final point you need to know as you start this fashion business from home is that you will need to do a whole lot of things by yourself. You need to be the pattern drafter, the ironer, the cutter, the sewer, the tailor, the everything. You will need to be doing all of these things by yourself. Remember, it's your home. Sometimes you can't bring in staff, sometimes you can't bring in assistants. So it is important that you know that from the beginning you may have to do a whole lot of things on your own by yourself. But not to worry, very soon your business will go. Very soon you'll be able to navigate whether you can bring in an assistant or not. That should not be a reason or a limitation why you should shy away from it. Now I've been able to share with you these 10 things. I also hope that you were able to learn a thing or two about how to pad your bustier. This is going to be a series, and in the next video I'm going to be sharing with you the top tools and machines that you need to get your fashion business started from home. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video. If you have any questions, leave it to me in the comments. Don't forget, give this video a thumbs up, and I can't wait again to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.